Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantal, and here I'm going to talk about my making journey, my creative journey, share it with you. Hopefully you'll share your journey with me. I'm going to share the ups and downs. It's going to be the real truth because I think it needs to be said more often than what it is that the creative process is not a smooth, linear process. A lot of ups and downs, and that's how we learn, but that's how we really get better and hone our craft. So what is it that I do? I knit, I crochet, I craft, I sew, I garden, I can. I'm sure there's more of you out there that do all of these things and probably more. And I just want to share that with you, and hopefully we can create a community of learning and an opportunity to discover new loves that we didn't even know we had. So welcome. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about a couple of things. So works in progress. I'm going to be talking about getting back into sewing, like rediscovering a craft that you may have done years ago and kind of set it aside for new crafts, whether it be being a crocheter and wanting to learn to knit and taking off on that tangent. For me, when my children were small, I did a lot of sewing. I sewed quilts, made their clothing. I loved it. I think what I loved the most about it is that I was able to start and finish a project in a day, unlike crochet or knitting, which I love equally. But there's something to be said to, cutting out the pattern, sewing it up, ironing, the sound of the steam, the smell of the ironing of the fabric. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there's just, for me, it's very comforting. It's a very mindful activity, like many of our crafts are. Okay, so back on track. So we'll talk about whips in progress, getting back into sewing, and some of my projects that I'd like to do coming up these next couple of months during the summer. Sounds good?
So
let's get
as for my whips, I just recently moved my craft room from one room to another. So I was able to take the opportunity to kind of get things organized, and was absolutely horrified to see the number of works in progresses I actually have. Now, I don't know if you find yourself in the same situation, but I get bored real easy. I don't know, maybe it's menopause, maybe it's ADHD, but I get bored. So I get re-energized by starting a new project. Who doesn't, right? Okay, so true confessions. I told you I was going to only share the truth. I am going to give myself a goal to finish my works in progress, with the exception of 2 planned Christmas gifts that I have not started yet, but they were planned about a month ago. So I am definitely going to complete those, even though they are not started yet. But everything else, I will have to finish something that I've started before I start anything else. Now that's going to be hard. I'm going to need you guys to keep me accountable. So I'm going to flip my camera around so that you can see my whips in progress.
Okay, oops. So here we go. This is a chunky cardigan that I started maybe 2 years ago. Slip over started in the fall. Blanket 2 years ago. Oh, this, I had the wonderful idea that my family would find a pattern of something they would like for me to make for them and then get me the yarn. So this is also something that I have to make that I haven't really started yet, but it's all lined up. So that's also going to be on the list of things to work on. Another slip over. Another cardigan, granny cardigan. This is the cinema sweater and mellow mood sweater. those are the two blankets that I have committed to making for Christmas. I have a cardigan and a shawl in there. I have another Christmas gift that I started late in the fall, so never got finished in time. Oh, I decided to try amigurumi, and so I have a half-started doll in there. And this is, I haven't started these yet, but this, I want to make this sweater in these two things. So that's what's in there. That's not counting what's over here. Another blanket I started. That's part of the blanket. A sweater I started and set down, and then couldn't remember how I decreased the sleeve on the sweater because I didn't take good notes. Note to self, I need to take good notes. So I set it down and I got totally discouraged, and I've left it for, it'll be a year in October. So I don't know, I was talking to someone about it and they came up with a brilliant idea. Just undo the one sleeve that I did finish, start it over, take good notes so that I could do the other sleeve and finish the sweater. What a concept. That's just knitting and crocheting. That's not counting the sewing that I started, I don't know, 2 years ago for Christmas. So I have a couple of pajama bottoms to finish there. And I think that's about it. So there's a lot that needs to be finished up. So those are my whips. Now I started talking about getting back into sewing, and as you can see behind me, it's the apron dress. I'll link below where I got the pattern for this. I absolutely love it. I made it with fabric that belonged to my late aunt, and I've had this fabric now, oh gosh, I don't know, close to 7 years, maybe 5 years. I'm not sure. And I've just been hanging on to it, not knowing what to make with it. And then when I came across this apron dress, I was watching another YouTuber, and I absolutely love it. It's very traditional, very old fashioned. And this fabric I knew would be perfect for it. I think it's actually fabric for a tablecloth. So I positioned my pieces strategically to have the pattern up on the top, the bib part of the apron. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. And then also down at the bottom. Anyways, it was probably the best experience I've had sewing, and I can't remember how long. I took my time. What did I do? I measured everything in the instructions. If it said to fold over 1/4 inch and iron, I had my little ruler, you know, with the one where you can adjust so that you always got the same measurement and you don't have to be looking at it over and over and over again. So I measured everything. So I took my time. It felt so mindful and so calming. And like I was saying earlier, the sound of the steam of the iron and the smell of ironing the fabric. And you know, tell me if you've ever experienced the same thing. But anyways, stitching, top stitching, taking my time, not rushing through it. Anyways, even with that, I had cut the pieces maybe about 3 or 4 days before I decided to sew it. And then when I decided a couple days ago to put it together, it took maybe 3/4 of my day, taking breaks, having a snack, leaving to do some errands. Anyways, from start to finish, it was done in a day. And of course, like many of you, you probably make your stuff and give it. So this is a gift. That's something else that I'd like to work at is, you know, for every 3 things I give away, maybe make something for myself or keep it. Because oftentimes I'll make something for myself and I end up giving it. But truthfully, that gives me far more joy than keeping it for myself. So I plan on making quite a few more things. I went to a local fabric shop, and I also ordered some fabric online, which I've never done before. And I plan on making some pants. I think they're called the Lane pants. I'll link those down below. Another cute little top. I've been following Sydney Graham. I'll link her channel down below. She's an independent pattern maker. Love her stuff. Super cute. So I'm looking forward to making those things. I plan on making a dress, and there's a friend of the family who's going to be having a baby sometime soon, so I'll get to sew baby stuff again. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that's my sewing plans, which I'm really excited for. What else do I have planned? Oh, I'm going to film a couple of tutorials. I have a lot of friends and their kids who want to learn crochet. So I've done a couple of workshops, and I've taught many people to crochet. So I've decided to put together like a series of tutorials I guess, for you to follow if you would like to learn to crochet. So that's one of my projects for this summer, as well as maybe making some jam, and also trying to get ready for the fall, putting together or finding recipes to like prep meals ahead of time, either like freezer meals or anyways, I'm sure you know what I mean. If you have anyone that you follow on YouTube that has these great recipes that, you know, you can freeze and like just dump in the slow cooker in the morning or something like that. I want to, as everyone, want to eat more healthily. And part of my problem is when I get home at the end of my day, I have decision fatigue. I don't want to think about what I'm going to eat for dinner, so I'll grab something quick and probably not as healthy as it could be. And I want to try and deal with those issues so that, you know, I have more energy and I'm not battling my weight and I'm not frustrated with, you know, the yo-yoing of the scale and feeling like as if I can do better. So those are my projects for the summer. What do you have planned for the summer? What are your crafting plans? I'm sure there's going to be more stuff that I'm going to come across that I'm going to want to try or do. And, you know, I'll share those with you. I am a little bit, you know, squirrel. See something exciting, see something cool, I'm going to want to try it. And I have to try and stay focused and finish the things that I have already started. By no means do I think I'm going to finish all of those whips that I showed you this summer, but I need to work through those before I buy any more yarn or buy any new patterns. So you guys are going to keep me accountable. I'm going to keep you up to date. Like I said, it's truth in the making here. I'm going to share with you how it is. And hopefully you'll be able to do the same with me. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes listening to my video, and hopefully you will like this video and subscribe to see my future videos, my tutorials. And if there's anything that you would like to see, please, by all means, share it. And who knows, maybe I will take you up on your suggestion. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to smile at someone today.